Hello there.
Hello.
Gorgeous specimen joining us on the show.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. If you hear the crunching, the Frenchie is now chewing on a plastic bone against the couch. So, and people might be confused. They're like, who is everybody on the screen? I have my glasses on, Amber's off to the corner, the dog's chewing. And then we have this gorgeous blonde rock star next to us. Ariel, do you want to give everybody your elevator speech about who you are, how amazing you are? Because I can do it, but I'll just get all fangirly and then that would be weird.
I mean, I'll start it out, but I totally want to hear your elevator pitch.
You want me to fangirl? Okay, yeah.
No. I just like to hear what people come up with. But basically, I'm the lead guitarist of Drag the Musical. Yeah. I've been singing and playing guitar for many years now. It's a full thing. I tour around. I play with Debbie Gibson as well. I actually met her through Drag the Musical because I've been doing it in LA, which is amazing. And when I'm not touring, playing guitar for other artists in drag, I also do my own music too, which we call Lady Gaga meets Van Halen because it's commercial pop, but you got to have a shred solo. Every pop song needs a guitar solo.
A little bit of Gwen Stefani, but that's just a selfish need because I love Gwen.
Gwen's amazing.
She's incredible. And your vocals are cool. It's catchy and poppy, but it's got an edge to it that I wouldn't say it's like Britney Spears. I would say you're on a whole other level.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. So my elevator pitch for you would be badass, amazing hair, shredding rock star guitarist.
Super talented,
incredible musician. Also was the Kia hamster that played the guitar. That's a really cool resume booster.
Incredible stage presence.
Yes. And leads the drags through Drag the Musical to an epic glory. I told Tomas, of course, you're welcome. So you can just take that for any time. But I had told Tomas when he was on the show a couple weeks ago, I was so I'm a huge fan of Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and it literally just reminded me of that. And I love it. We learned a lot about what kind of inspiration came for the music, and how the songs were written. And I'm now that we interviewed him and I've already seen the show and then I saw the show again, and I was oh, there's a Meatloaf poster. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I'm all of this now makes sense. All of it makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Everything made so much more sense the second run through after we talked to Tomas, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. It's so funny. The garage area is
so cool.
We call it Tomas's dream just because it has all of his favorite bands around it.
I love it. Well, he was telling us there's no real way of hearing anything going on because everything's out to the speakers to the actual theater. So he's so we're jamming, but we can't really hear much of it going on. I was oh man, that takes a lot of talent.
Yeah, it's interesting. We are all on in-ear monitors, so we have our own mix in our ears, and we can adjust our own levels. Sure. But I have no idea what the show actually sounds like from the audience.
No, it sounds amazing. So if you think it sounds amazing in your ears, it sounds amazing to the audience.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's just so much fun, but it's catchy. And Amber and I quote it all of the time.
Good.
We do. I mean, it's just, but we know that the goal is kind of a very Rocky Horror Picture Show-esque kind of fan base. And we have some fun little surprises along the way tonight because with running the fan group, we also have done a poll. You can hear the Frenchie in the background. Zen has made his fur tax known. But we ran a poll to see what people would like to be called as fans. So
that's so cool.
I'm going to be curious to see what you think. And then maybe we'll have a final run of it back on our socials.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know, it's exciting. And something really cool that Ariel's signature is also on is we're going to do a giveaway.
Woo!
Yes. Your adorable little signature right here.
Yay.
So we're going to have a hell of a show. We're going to do a little bit of Broadway news because there's been some weird stuff that's happened in the last 24 hours. And Ariel's going to join us for it. So super exciting. And then, we will try to get to any comments. If anyone has any questions or comments about Drag the Musical, about Ariel's career, about hamsters, about guinea pigs.
And I just have to interrupt. You're also a Connecticut girly too,
That's
right?
Yes.
I'm a Bristol girly.
Oh my gosh, I was born and raised in Windsor.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And we're sitting in her couch
In Bristol.
on her couch in Bristol right now.
No way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I
incredible.
came up from Orlando, and I did the first weekend, and then doing this week here, driving her crazy. And then I'll go back into the city next weekend, and then go back to Orlando, where 20 degrees outside is not a thing that ever exists.
Right. That's not a bad thing.
Well, but now your hair handles it very well. Mine just doesn't know what to do.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
when I
you
would try
have
to
to-
straighten my hair, I could not go outside. Now I'm just
no.
like, cool, it'll get bigger. It's fine.
Right. Absolutely. So, all right, we're going to get started with some Broadway news. Ms. Amber, take it away.
With some Broadway news. All right.
Do.
We don't have much going on. Like I said, we did talk about it yesterday, but we've had some kind of cool happenings. We had a really cool 90s moment on Sunset Boulevard with Joey Fatone and AJ McLean.
We did.
Visiting backstage. As you know, Joey is starring in And Juliet right now.
Right.
And AJ's just
Why are you telling me this? Tell them this.
AJ's just a cool supporter of the arts.
It's nice to see all the boy bands supporting everybody else.
Went to see Nicole in Sunset Boulevard and had like a nice little backstage moment. So that was really fun to see. Like it made my little like teeny bopper heart explode for a moment there. So I was like, oh, this is like a blast from the past.
Well, but I have a question, Ariel. I know that you guys have had a lot of visitors between like the LA show at the Bourbon Room and New York. And I know that you took over the role as lead shredder more recently in the New York side, but you were in the LA side too. So have you had like a fun like celebrity guest moment or somebody that just like really was your favorite person to attend? You don't have to call them out, or like the worst. It's totally fine. Nobody's paying attention.
You know what's amazing? There definitely is not a worst. Everybody who's come to the show has just been wonderful. Like
Awesome.
the audience is incredible. All of the guests, celebrities have been amazing. The cast is awesome. Like it literally doesn't get any better than this. It's really awesome. But in LA, opening night, Paula Abdul came, and that was
fun.
really cool.
That's
And we were all
really
like,
cool.
oh my God. And then the very last show of one of the LA runs, Debbie Gibson came. And
that's
we
how you
were
met
all like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and that was amazing. And I just wanted to get a picture with her. So I was like, I'll just casually walk by, because she was there with Joey, who was in the show, Joey McIntyre.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just walk by, see what's going on, and see if it's okay to get a picture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna date
I'm
myself.
just like,
I totally saw them in concert together.
Yes.
You're younger than me.
I know.
So you're really aging me now. Thank you so much.
That's amazing.
I was at Joey's last show. That was my first time attending Drag the Musical. Was at Joey's last show. Yeah, I specifically went because of it being that night. He's amazing. Adam is incredible too, though.
Oh my God. But it was so cool. Just like seeing Joey just perform. He is just so natural on stage.
Mm-hmm.
His choices are they just make so much sense, and he just flows perfectly, and he's just so nice. And like, we couldn't imagine anybody else doing the role because it was Joey. And then Adam steps in and he's phenomenal. The role just becomes him. And it's just so cool seeing such talented professionals make this role their own and just own it on stage.
Right.
It's so cool.
I mean, you guys are on the stage the entire time, aren't you?
Yeah.
You don't get a break. And like,
I have 2 songs in the show. I'm still playing.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The garage door is closed, so I'm like, we're just gonna sit.
Yep, we're gonna sit and chill and not do anything. But then you have your solo moment, which by far I would have gotten out of my seat to cheer. Because you just see like this tiny like rock star, and you just see the hair through the silhouette.
Yeah.
And then like walking across, go down the runway, and then straight down to the ground with a guitar.
Yeah.
Like, and
So
just,
cool.
I feel like it was like watching like Guitar Hero or Rock Band, like things that humans should be doing but don't really do anymore, like that like flashy kind of rock.
Oh,
and
totally.
I was like, yes, I love her. She's amazing. So it was
we
great.
actually did that in LA, but the stage was very, very different. So like the setup, the band was on the stage, but it was like a double-decker stage. So like the drummer and I were on the ground, and then the rest of the band were upstairs, so you couldn't see the
Oh,
whole
geez.
band. Yeah, they had to climb a ladder.
Oh my god! Well,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
it was
imagine that because
wild.
everyone needs to hear that tempo, but I wonder how the sound was.
Well, we still had in-ears, so we could still talk
Makes
to
sense.
each other, and we could hear, but you couldn't see the whole band. So a lot of people were wondering if it was live. We're like, no, everybody's here. You got a full
Everyone's
band.
playing
We're just kind of
out.
in different spots. But for the
Okay.
solo, it was literally like walking from the little band box on stage, just a
Right.
couple feet to the edge of the stage, and then strutting back to the
Oh,
little
so
band
now when you
area.
have a full catwalk, you're like,
Yes,
looking at each
it's
other.
so funny. I'm very small, so it takes me a while to get
You are
there.
very small.
So we actually, when we were blocking it, I have to like walk out to like the first marker, which is close to the table and closer to the catwalk earlier, so I can get to the catwalk in time for the solo.
Oh, yeah.
So we had to try a lot of different things. I'm like, okay, how fast do I have to walk?
Right, but you do
Speed
it.
walking.
Speed walking.
Exactly.
Speed walking.
Speed rocking.
Oh my goodness. So all right, so that was first Broadway. Oh, you know what? I'm going to ask you the stage door question as Amber's getting rid of, and I'm watching
yes.
the dog destroy a cupcake toy.
He's having the best time.
He-
Honestly, just
I
like
think
let
it's-
him have his life.
Like I think he waits for us to do the podcast to just lose his mind.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna hear growling, and it's
What
not
better
even
time?
It's great. I was like, this is fun. So, Zen, stop, buddy. So stage dooring. We talked about it a little bit last night with my buddy Michael Droy, and we're talking about stage dooring. I love your stage door because at New World Stages, for those of you that don't know, New World Stages is kind of a mirror. So you have one location, which is where you enter into the main location, and then there's a massive courtyard, and then the actual opposite side is just the exact same building. So everything, I have a dog sitting on my butt right now. It's great. Everything is mirrored, but it used to be an old movie theater. So everything is underground, and then the only way to get out is through that way. So you guys, that's how to do that one. He's eating the cupcake on my butt. Thank you. Cool. Sorry, I don't mean to be so distracted. Yeah, that sucks. Doesn't it, Zen? But it's really nice because you guys come out and everyone's so polite. And I haven't met an angry Drag the Musical fan at Stage Door. Everybody is just there to support. They're so excited to see everybody. Me personally, and I know Amber as well, like the minute we see the band come out, we're like, yeah, band. Woo! I mean, how could you not? You guys are literally there the whole time. People have been putting onto Reddit and having all sorts of issues of, why are you guys cheering? Not us specifically, but at different shows. Why are people cheering for the musicians, or why aren't they cheering for the musicians, or why are people cheering for the ensemble if you're teasing that it's the main character or the main lead? Freaking cheer for everybody, especially like the band.
It makes
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how has it been? Now, how was it in LA at the Bourbon Room? Did you guys have a stage door experience at all? Or you just kind of like...
We actually didn't.
Okay.
The stage door has been a whole new experience, and I love it. It's just so cool being able to see how people really do love the show and how they react. Whereas in LA, we knew they liked it because they would cheer.
Right.
But everybody just leaves and you're backstage, and you don't get to really interact. And
it's the whole rock star experience.
Yeah, but the best part is just seeing how the show and our performances just move people.
Right.
They're like, this inspired me. I loved the story, and it's just so cool having that involvement and just seeing what your production does and the benefit it has for everybody. It's just so special. I wish we had that in LA.
Right. Well, now that you guys have it in New York, I mean, so it's funny. So, we've been running the fan group for a while, and we've been able to, meet some of our friends through the show. But the first time I went, I had met somebody that actually purchased the guitar you guys have for sale, which is also so cool. It's like a customized guitar.
It's
amazing.
Cool.
But I'm standing there and like the band dipped out so quickly. All you see is like Tomas's like pink hair like halfway down the row, and I'm like, come back. And the girl I was standing next to, Sharon, was there with her friend, who's the guy that bought the guitar. He's like, wait, no, I know them because I bought the guitar. They owe me. And I was like, they owe you? He's like, well, they like that I bought the guitar. Do you want to meet them? I was like, yeah, sure. So he grabs Tomas, and Tomas and I have a great conversation.
That's
so
awesome.
if it wasn't for the guitar of Drag the Musical, I wouldn't be able to bring you guys onto the podcast. Amber and I wouldn't have been able to have all these great experiences running the group. So
That is so cool. We're thankful for the guitar.
right?
Absolutely.
I know. Thankful for the guitar, and now the current shredder of the guitar. Incredible. Yeah, you're girl, so badass. And we're gonna get into your growing up and why you chose the guitar and all that in a few. I think we have a couple more news things.
We do.
We have some weird news things. So
So
prepare yourself.
we also had news about the Dolly Parton musical making its pre-Broadway world premiere in Tennessee this year. So that's very exciting.
That's really cool.
I don't know about you, but I love Dolly Parton. I'm a huge Dolly Parton fan.
Incredible.
She is just like in a class above her own. She is just.
I love her book program that she does for all the kids that like they can get books.
Yes.
So cool.
If anyone deserves a musical, a bio musical about their life, it is absolutely Dolly Parton. And she has some great music. So
a friend of mine was planning on doing, I do a lot of stuff with the Fringe, and a friend of mine actually wrote a Dolly Parton musical called Working 9 to 5. But it was Dolly Parton mixed with like a Hallmark Christmas movie. It was hysterical. And of course that showed it, like he didn't get picked for this year, but love Dolly.
Love Dolly.
Love Dolly so much.
Yeah.
She is a legend. Yeah.
Sure. You're a legend too.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then
Dolly. Incredible.
Last but certainly not least, on the Broadway news section,
Yes.
we had some really cool live performances on TV last night. We had Nicole Scherzinger from Sunset Boulevard performing on the Colbert Show.
Yep.
We also had Megan Hilty performing on Jimmy Fallon for the Gays from Death Becomes Her.
I love that Broadway is taking like the late night show route right now.
I agree. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Because as we always talk about, more accessibility for Broadway shows is always, just the goal. We want to expose more people to these shows. We don't want
to expose ourselves to the people, just the shows.
Just the shows, absolutely. So just having, people get the chance to see these songs and say, oh, I have to see the rest of this show is a great opportunity to get these shows into the limelight.
It's like a teaser.
We did post videos in both of our groups, Sunset Boulevard and Death Becomes Her. So if you're looking to see these shows, check out the Facebook groups, check out to rewatch the clips, and you'll be able to watch those videos in our groups.
Yes, you see the dog going crazy right now. It's like I'm being tested to all the will. I had back surgery on Wednesday, and he's decided that he's going to use my back as a jumping point. Anyways, thank you, Amber. And then we do have like weird Broadway news. I know, Ariel, we were talking about it before we got live.
Yeah, crazy.
Broadway Con like somehow lost the venue that they're at, and now they're having to move over to the Marriott Marquis. So we're not associated with Broadway Con. We were at Broadway Con last year. They were moving it from the Hilton Midtown to the Marriott Marquis. There's all sorts of craziness going on. From what we understand, vendors can set up for Friday, but then they'll have to, due to some sort of room arrangement, break everything down and set up in a new room Saturday. All sorts of craziness. But with that being said, even though we're not associated with Broadway Con, we do have some really great partners with Marriott. So I'm going to post our promo code for anyone that's listening that does need to rearrange, or they can actually use this anytime. The W Times Square, if you use a corporate code E7103, they'll waive a destination fee and give you a great rate. And then if you contact the Westin Times Square, if you just tell them you want their Broadway fan club deal, they will give you 10% off your room and also waive a destination fee. We want to be able to help out people, whether they're our members or not. We don't get anything from it. We just want to be able to help. So
amazing.
Yeah, lots of people are really scrambling last minute.
It's like, what did we say, 9 days from today?
Something like that, yeah. So just doing our part to help the community get, their kind of plans in order at this kind of final hour, if you will.
Like refunds, like things are going crazy for people. So we just want to be able to help.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Any other news we have?
No, I think that's all the news that I can think of.
All right. Now it's all the Ariel show. Are you ready for it? Look at this.
Awesome. I'm ready. The Ariel and Zen show.
Right?
Yes.
Apparently, he's literally chewing on a candy cane on my butt.
He's like, I'm blonde. We're ready.
Right. He blends into the couch, but he matches your hair perfectly. It's great.
Perfect. Let's go.
And again, we'll open up our comment section. If anyone has any comments or questions, please let us know. I'm sure you'd be happy to answer. And then, yeah, so why don't you walk us through, I know that you sent us your bio, which is so cool. Walk us through like being like a little Ariel and like how you decided guitar was going to be your thing. It's hard to stick with something, especially like, I don't want to say it because it sounds terrible, but like a girl as a cool shredder, like some people don't like understand that. And I'm like, no, but it makes so much sense.
It's so cool. I didn't really expect myself to be a musician. I was a gymnast as a kid, which I still pull out all of those tricks on stage. So
yes, you do.
I'm glad to have
we have video to prove that.
Yes. But I started out in gymnastics, and I was in summer camp, gymnastics summer camp, and I was on the balance beam, which is my least favorite. So anything to get me off the balance beam, great. Avril Lavigne,
unless you're pushed off of it, probably not a great experience.
Probably not. I mean, I've fallen off plenty of times. I haven't been pushed, but I have fallen off way more times than I'd like to admit. I did point my toes, though.
Always point the toes.
You gotta point your toes. Yes. But Avril Lavigne came on the radio, and it was the song "Complicated."
Yeah.
And I wasn't really into music at all, but something about this song just mesmerized me. I heard it, and that was it. It was like tunnel vision. I jumped off the beam and was just sitting around the radio, and just like, that was it. I was like, okay, this is what I have to do.
Right.
I forget gymnastics. I still want to do it, but I actually have to be Avril Lavigne, specifically Avril Lavigne.
I mean, I could now see that 100%.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ariel Bellvalaire for teaching me how to tie a tie, by the way, because I would have never known how to tie a tie
because of her.
Because if not for Ariel Bellvalaire.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I was just obsessed. You couldn't even call me Ariel. You had to call me Avril, or I wouldn't answer. And my parents put me in singing lessons, and the studio.
Really cool. They were supportive, though.
They are the most supportive, amazing people on the planet. I owe everything to them. But growing up in Connecticut, I took music lessons in Manchester, actually, at an amazing studio called Summit Studios. And they had a rock band jam class, which is basically School of Rock. So I was put in the rock band jam summer camp just as a singer. And I was also in boy clothes and a tie and devil horns. To be
Why does it gotta be boy clothes? It doesn't have to be boy clothes.
Exactly. Well, they were like probably 8-year-old boy clothes, and I was probably 12. But it worked. But I sang my first bar at 10 years old, and it was over. I learned guitar a little bit, like I knew the chords and everything. And the next season, the guitarist in the kid band quit, probably to soccer or whatever kids do.
Oh, he already knew you were going to take over.
Oh, he wasn't ready. He didn't even know it was coming. So I started just playing and singing, and it just came so naturally. And I started learning my very first guitar solo. It was Iron Man from Black Sabbath.
Yes, of course. So I have a love-hate relationship with that song. I have to tell you, this is probably one of the worst things to like admit on our podcast. Okay. And I'm going to call this person out. Okay. So I was teased all the way from like elementary school to high school because the first friend that I made in elementary school after my parents put me in private school until 2nd grade, I happened to make friends with a girl that wore glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And like that apparently like set me on like the path of like being not popular, which is the dumbest thing. Kids are stupid. But I also had known this guy, Josh Sunshine. Yes, I'm going to call this dude out. And I knew him since 2nd grade. We happened to be sitting next to each other in marine biology in high school. And my last name being Bador, he sung Iron Man, but with my name, and put in very mean lyrics like Heather Beador is the biggest. And okay, yes. So I love the song. I love the song, but like that earworm is like forever in my brain. We're talking something years ago, and every time I hear it, I'm like, God, it's
get
so
it
annoying.
out.
Get it out. It will never go away. And I literally have, like, I'm healing from a concussion, and that is still in my head. Like, couldn't that part have gone away? Right. But I love that
better.
song.
Paranoid is way better.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Proceed. I just had to share that like weird, awful moment in my life. But I
Oh
love
my God. Of all the songs I could have picked to learn a solo to first.
No,
Right?
it's fine. It's totally fine. I've tried teaching myself guitar. I played the flute from 6th grade and on.
Oh my
and
God.
the piano.
That's
And like
cool.
I was the girl that could like listen to music and then kind of figure it out on my own. But like learning the guitar, it just sits in my living room. It's really pretty, but like I just can't figure it out for like everything.
You have
The
to have those
interesting thing-
fingers, man. It really
I have
hurts your
little
fingers.
baby fingers. And Ariel, you have like tiny hands too, but they're strong because the way that you
Yeah.
shred is like so sick. Anyways,
It's interesting. I
moving
feel like
on. Let
the
me kind of
instrument chooses you because I tried flute in 3rd grade and 4th grade. I was not good at it. I didn't really love it enough to put the time in either, but
I didn't
guitar.
love it either. I wanted to do
complete
art class.
opposite.
My parents, well, my mom forced me to take like band. So like I'm already nerdy, and then like I'm taking marching band and symphonic band. And, like all I want to do is be in art class.
Yep. I mean, art class is pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Music class was fun once they were like, all right, you can bring your guitar.
Right?
You can do whatever you want to do, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Like
But
Barbie.
yeah, but just learning the solo, I didn't think anything of it. I just did it because, we're going to play this song out live. It's not because I didn't know girls couldn't play. I just did it because that was the song on the set list, and it took me a while. But I started to get it. And the very first time I played a solo in front of an audience, it was dead silence. You could hear a pin drop, and I was like, "No, did I screw it up?" And then everyone started freaking out because a little girl played the solo.
Yes, I love
Right.
it. Who would be in that room?
God, this is a thing. So it just totally. Yes, I agree, Cheyenne.
Yes,
Bands
Cheyenne, we do rock, but so we got our moment. But like back in like the 90s, it was like you were the nerdy ones. It's fine. I'm still a nerd. I will happily be a band geek. But yes, Ariel makes being a band geek look really cool.
Being a band geek is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But after that, it kind of became a female guitarist thing because I knew girls didn't do it. I did it because I loved it. And you have to really love it because you get so much pushback. It's much better now. But when I first started, I uploaded a YouTube video at 15. I think it was also playing an Ozzy solo. And I was new at guitar. I wasn't great yet, but I could play the solo. And that video went viral, and people were just attacking me every day just for being a girl playing guitar. But when you really love something, really nothing can stop you. So the stage was my love. So I just pushed through everything and just kept going. And from there, I would often get hired because I was a girl who could play these things.
Right.
But I had to just continue learning, putting myself out there, and just taking every gig I can. And, more gigs led to next.
Prove yourself, or you were just like there and you're like, I'm a female guitarist and I'm badass and here I am? Or like, was it more like, I'm going to prove to you like why I'm badass? Like, what was your kind of approach to it?
Weirdly enough, like, I just know I was meant to be on the stage. Like, there's just something about it. If there is a stage, I'll find it, or it finds me, I should say. And I just always end up there. Like, I'll put in the work so that when the opportunity comes, I'm ready. But it's not really like I have to prove myself. It kind of just happens, and here we go. I'm ready. People will either love it or they won't. But I'm here. This is what I'm doing. This is what I came to this world to do. So it happens. But there's always that sense of, am I good enough? I will always
that imposter syndrome that everybody has, and it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's always like the scariest is like when you're auditioning for a new project and you're the only girl there, and
that should make you stand out and immediately like, yep, she's in.
Oh, absolutely. Normally, a lot of times it does, but there has been situations where people will like watch me and be like, the third note you played was should be something else. I'm like, that wouldn't happen if I was a guy.
As a guy, right?
As a guy, to be like, oh, I like your unique spin on this thing, and instead it's like,
it's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, I'll get more attention because I am a girl doing it, but I'll also get more pushback doing it and more criticism because I'm a girl. But I just love it so much that I kind of just made it my own. And on stage, like, nothing else matters. I just go into rock
You're in
mode,
zone.
and I feel like a
Wow.
wild animal. Like I'll just
love
do
it.
the hair flips and just rock out. And
You've got the hair for it, so it works.
we're basically an 80s rocker in spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely love
Yeah.
it. Now you're talking about auditions, and I'm curious, how did you get into doing Drag the Musical in LA? Was there an audition process? Was it that you knew somebody in production prior to that? Like, what's the correlation?
Drag actually came really unexpectedly.
Okay.
Like I had done an off-Broadway musical years before, and that came just from word of mouth from a gig too, and that was amazing. But it was a one-off of Prince, and I was like, oh, I love this, but just did it. Actually, we did it 2 times, a couple years apart. But other than that, that was my only experiences with musicals. And the female guitar world is very small. Like I feel like even if we don't even live in the same country, we still know of each other.
Right.
So my friend actually got the gig first in LA. I hadn't even heard of it. And I just get a text from her saying, hey, I booked this musical. It has a bunch of the RuPaul Drag Race winners, amazing drag queens. The music's really fun and punk, but I can't do it. Would you be interested? And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. I love drag queens. I love any sort of like theatrical production.
And this is a theatrical production, of course.
Yeah. I had no idea when I first got the gig. So I was put in touch with Tomas, and they sent me Drag is Expensive. And they sent me 2 versions of it. They sent me the full recording and also a version of it just with my guitar parts taken out so I could play them and audition. And I sent in the audition tape, and I was like, I don't know if they're going to like this. Because, I mean, I played all the parts right, but in that song, my parts don't come in until the end. So there's like so many empty spaces. And I was just like dancing and rocking out. Turns out that's what they wanted, but I didn't know that. I was like, cool, this is great.
You're like, this is great. I didn't have to do anything fake. I'm just my genuine self. And I'm gonna post this here so you can see it if you didn't see it already. Remy says, hi, Remy Tuckman here. You're incredible, Ariel. Those back bends, hair toss. How do you not get headaches? I love it.
We do get headaches. Not on stage. It's the days off where my body's like, what did you do?
All the synchronized.
Yeah. Adrenaline's a beautiful thing on show days. Days off, all bets
and you're
are
just
off.
like, I'm not moving. Just bottles of someone or ibuprofen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah. We basically need an ibuprofen endorsement at this moment.
Right. I know there's been some huge sponsorships for the show coming up, and I don't think they've been made public yet. So
I don't even know if we know about them yet.
I mean, I'll just put it this way. The Brendans were hinting at it on the Instagram Live last week. And I think I picked up on some stuff at the show on Saturday, but we'll see if I was right.
Oh, that's exciting.
Ooh. Okay.
It's like constantly looking for Easter eggs at the show. Like we were talking here, like after talking to Tomas a couple weeks ago and him saying like it's a Rocky Horror style, like that's really the kind of vibe they want to go for, and like influences from like the hair bands or like Meatloaf, and then you're looking and I'm like, oh, there's a Meatloaf poster, oh, there's like a Frankenfurter hiding over by the door,
and a Motley Crue. You gotta have it all.
Oh, I've seen Crew live, and that's a hell of a show.
Divine.
Yeah.
Their hair, goals.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, Remy, I bet the vocal days off are hard. Because I know, like, when you use your voice a lot and it's in the moment with adrenaline, you're good. But, like, I don't know, there's so many shows where you can't even talk after. So I'm assuming days off, you're just like...
Even doing podcasting or, like, professional emceeing, like, I use Singer Saving Grace, which if you've never used before, have you used it?
No. Okay.
So... it's echinacea, like a bunch of weird stuff. It tastes awful.
Okay.
Awful. But it's for professional artists like singers or Remy, we love this. This is great. But you spray it at the back of your throat and it literally, if you have no voice, it brings your voice back like this. Like I had to do a huge presentation a couple of years ago and I had no voice for like 4 days. I've never lost my voice completely and I was freaking out because it was for work. And I used like 2 pumps of the spray and I was able to actually do my presentation really gruff, but incredible.
Wow. So, okay.
I am not sponsored by Singer Saving Grace, but I always like to tell people about it to help out.
That is Amazing. I used like the Vocal Ease brand, which it's probably
Yeah.
similar, but that sounds
Totally.
incredible.
Yeah,
I'll
it just
try
tastes awful. Remy
I
goes
love
on
that,
Vocal
Remy.
Ease.
Gives you an excuse to not
Not
Right?
answer questions.
You're
Yeah,
like,
right.
Sorry, I had to do a show. Can't do that. So that's great. So then you kind of found out through his friend. The friend was like, no, I can't do this. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be myself. And then they're like, this is what we want. And then
Yeah.
what happened next? Like, what was your next?
It was awesome. So I learned all the songs. I have to say, like, after hearing Drag is Expensive, I was like, oh, this is going to be so easy.
Oh, no.
Then
No.
It's not.
Fever comes along, and it's like jazz shred. And I was like, what the hell was that riff? I had to slow it down to like 2 because we didn't have sheet music in the first round. So I everything out everything by ear. So
Oh
I
my
heard
goodness.
Wow.
isolated guitar
That's a
parts.
talent in and of
Slow it
itself.
down. Oh yeah. And then
That's
once
like superpower.
I got it, we're good. But like that was the hardest song to figure out. And now it's my favorite because I can do the riffs. And
That's
it was the
Amber's
hardest.
favorite song too. Is
Mhm.
Drag is Expensive.
Oh, that one's so good. I love the riffs.
Yeah.
I think my favorite song, well, kind of has to be, but it's a drag just because of the solo.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
good.
selfish reasons, and you're allowed to be selfish.
Exactly. We're very nice in every other aspect, so I'll take that one. That one
Right?
time, I'll take it.
No, it's confidence, not cockiness. You're great.
Absolutely. But the cool thing is there is not a bad song in this show.
Right.
It's just absolutely incredible. The
They're
writing,
bangers all the way through. They're memorable. We catch ourselves singing them all of the time.
Yeah.
All of the time. And you're just like, I know I think we both have seen the show just twice each. But like still able to like blurt it out by mouth and listen to the original cast recording. Like incredible. Like the concept album. So much fun.
So cool. The biggest change I would say from LA to New York really is just the music. Like the songs, they're still the songs, but like we'll do like different pieces, sections have been added. So it's like, oh yes, One of the Boys. We do need that one. I love that song. So we still did all of these songs, but like a whole new section would be added and they'd be maybe acting over it or there'd be singing over it. So it wasn't what we were used to in LA. So we had to kind of like unlearn what we knew and relearn it. And it just fits the show so much better now. So it's really cool seeing the evolution of the songs where they're still the same songs, but different.
And you were telling us before we went live about the difference of the actual setup of the theater where you were downstairs with the drummer and then everybody else had climbed up the ladder.
Yeah. So the Bourbon Room stage was absolutely incredible. It had like totally that Sunset Strip vibe from the 80s, but like a little more glam, much cleaner.
You would think so, yeah.
I love the Bourbon Room. It's my favorite spot in LA, but it's just like so rock and roll glam.
Yeah.
And the stage.
And at that show, they could record everything too. Like the audience could record some of it. So there's lots of stuff online. Yeah.
Oh, the intro of the show is be like, photography is strictly mandatory. We didn't glue all this to our face for nothing. Take a picture.
That's so cute.
That's awesome.
It was so great. It was
That's
great. But the band area, the drums and guitar, my guitar, there's always 2 guitarists in the show.
Sure.
There's just so many parts. We were on the bottom, so you could see us on the stage. And keyboard and second guitar were up above us, like, and you kind of a speaker was there. There was a bunch of wigs, so you could like see them, but you would have to like look up. So often people wouldn't know there was a live band just because they only saw 2. Tomas was over. He was on stage too, but he was off to the side.
Right. Did he have the pink hair at that point?
He did. He always had pink hair for drag.
You know, his hair is not pink right now.
I know. He walked in. I'm like, who is this? Oh.
Oh, yeah. We got that text message. He's like, I went back to New York. He was so happy to be back home in LA. And then with everything out there and then like everything happening at the show because everybody in New York City is getting a cold. When he came back and I was like, have fun. Yeah. So we missed each other by like mere moments.
We were so excited to see him though. Like Tomas is Drag the Musical.
Yeah.
It's just so cool seeing his ideas come to life like this. And it's just,
love it. You guys seem like one big happy family and like looking and talking to some people and seeing with some of the Instagram lives or just anything from it, you guys just seem so cohesive. And I'm sure it's always like crazy. I asked the Brendans when they were on Instagram if anything crazy has happened backstage, and they gave us a cute little story. But I kind of want to know from like a band perspective, if you've ever like, you guys ever have any pranks, or did you guys ever have anything like crazy or something that like nobody else knows? At any location.
I'm trying to think. It's kind of funny. Like the band, we're not backstage much because we're literally on stage
the whole time.
Oh yeah, but like, is there something like someone weird in the audience that you're like, oh my god, this person was like taking off their clothes, or?
Oh my god! So if you could hear, the band has a talk back mic, right? Okay. So we can talk to each other, and nobody else can hear it. Well, some of the people that work backstage can, but like not everybody. So we're all really cool. So there are literally no filters. So if somebody in the audience is doing something weird, we will call them out, and so everybody can like look at them. And you know, if you can't see them, we'll like describe it. There's been our favorite. There was one lady who. It might have been a coat, but I swear it was a sleeping bag. She was passed out, mouth wide open in the front row, like in a sleeping bag, and we'll be like, first row, left side, sleeping bag. 12 o'clock, and we'll all be like,
oh my god!
I wonder if it was one of those like jacket sacks kind of thing.
I think it was. It was pretty amazing.
Well, like, okay, so we saw a cabaret this past weekend, and there were two people to my left that like had doused themselves in Tiger Balm for whatever reason.
Amazing.
And they were both open mouth snoring, and I'm just like, how do you just fall asleep at a show?
Right, especially how do you fall asleep at a show like Drag the Musical with those tracks, like with that music, with that.
Yeah.
With those lights, like
with the cast?
The strobe lights.
Yeah. No.
Oh, yeah. We had another show where this couple had like matching Christmas sweaters, and it wasn't holiday time at all. They're just like matching sweaters and just complete straight faces, and we could not tell if they liked the show at all. And and so we'd be like,
have a straight face.
Was that a smile? Nope. And the end of the show, they cheered so hard, and we're like, they loved it. They loved it. And looking at like anybody who's not like into the show or doesn't seem like they're into the show will notice. And it turns out
the fans noticed it too, because we were sitting near people who were like really stoic and not reacting. Meanwhile, we're like, woo! And like I was watching, I think it was Juju, just like stare somebody down like through like death rays to be like, I'm working this really hard right now. So and Remy says apparently a drunk lady in the front row fell into him
the other day.
What happened?
Remy, you correct me if I'm wrong. I just saw this from the sidelines, but Remy jumps off the stage for the finale, and everybody was kind of like standing up, and I think she like tipped over kind of into him. Is that right, Remy? I saw it from the side and was like, eh.
I also have to say that Remy and I share the same brain, because I have been walking around since Saturday singing Wigs. Me too. To like anything I see, like I'm like, I've got shoes. I've got dogs, like anything to the tune of Wigs.
I can't get Wigs
out of my head. It's been stuck in my head. So when he said we got swings, I'm like, yes, yep, you're in my brain.
Yep, and we're hoping to have both Remy and Yair on, because we talked to Yair after Stage Shore Saturday.
Yes.
And Yair was like, oh yeah, I'd love to do it. Maybe Remy can do it too. We're like, yeah, clearly, like we want everybody. I was joking with Amber, but like we'll do a whole drag musical like podcast series. Like this is great.
That'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Remy, the mice.
The mice? Remy, I can't wait for you to come on the show and just give all the tea.
All the tea,
okay.
Yeah.
So what here's the tea with the mouse. There was a little mouse. I have now since named him Harold. And this happened, I think it happened twice, but the first one was straight man. So we're in the bandbox, and this little mouse runs into my shoe and then runs into the corner, and all of us were like, ah! And the next cue was not very solid because we all like basically were trying to catch our balance after like having a mouse.
Oh my god.
And then what song was it? It's a drag. It runs between my legs, and I'm trying to be still and was like, oh my god.
I mean, you couldn't have paid for like even more support. Like you're getting the creatures. You're like Cinderella.
I was just gonna say you're literally like a Disney princess.
Like a rock goddess.
I mean, I had guinea pigs. I love mice. I wasn't mad about it.
And you were a guitar playing hamster for Kia. I want to hear about that too. Once you're done with this story, I want to hear about it.
That was the coolest job ever. But man, so many rodents in my life. I've played one. We got a Harold, and I had guinea pigs. It's great.
I love it. Now, we do have a video I kind of want to play a little bit so people that don't know how incredible you are, that we can kind of show you off a little bit. So as I'm syncing that, Amber, do you want to kind of tell the people what they're about to experience?
Yes, so this is an original song by Ariel. It is called Elastic, and it features, as she was saying, some of her gymnastics mixed in with some of the rock and roll stuff. So it's got some very cool aerial work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ariel is doing aerial
work.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so we synced it up because this is where, I mean, the whole freaking song's incredible, but this shows off, like, that you're playing guitar in a freaking lyra hoop, and, like, I'm just so beyond excited. All right, here we go.
Thank you. Hi, Jeff.
Amazing.
More fun upside down.
Like, you're just the coolest person I know right now.
Oh, thank you. I just love my wild stunts.
No, it's so much fun. But, like, what on the absolute planet of Earth made you decide I'm going to take my guitar, play upside down on a lyra hoop? Please tell me.
I'm crazy. There's really no other reason. Well, yeah.
You're like, no one's done this before. I'm going to be the first to do it.
It's another thing, kind of like music, that happened by accident too, a glorious accident. But being a gymnast, I always have to do some sort of gymnastic-y thing. And I had a Groupon for an aerial class. I was like, oh, that'll probably be really fun. No guitar involved.
And aerial, like a lyra hoop too. So I'm like,
yeah,
oh my God, that's so cool.
It was the silks I tried first, and I loved it because it's basically all gymnastics based. So it was really fun. It came easily to me. And then I was like, oh, I want to try all of the circus stuff just because it's fun. And I tried lyra, and that was my apparatus. Bars was my favorite thing when I did gymnastics. So lyra was it for me.
Yeah.
And
you have that stability, but you can like everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and like with the silks, you're wrapped up. So like your hands and everything else, you get tangled. The lyra, it's solid. So, it's easy, and, your hands can be free. You can do really cool stunts, but you can also just be hands-free in some tricks. Right. And basically at this point, performing is all I can ever think about. So when I figure something else out that's cool, the next thought is, how can I incorporate this into a show? Right. So I'm hanging upside down, and I'm like, how do I do this with a guitar?
Of course, that's the next step.
Yeah. Logically, right? It's not how can I stick the landing, it's how can I do this with a guitar? So I was just like,
you were like Guitar World magazine noticed that you did that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that was the coolest
thing. And Guitar Girl too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the coolest thing ever. Oh my God.
And that's when you're like, okay, and yet you still have imposter syndrome.
I don't know if it ever goes away for performers.
Probably not.
I know I'm ready for any performance and will happily and gratefully take the stage, but there's always the am I good enough or like beating myself up after. I think that just comes with the territory, but I love it so much it's not gonna ever stop me. But with the Lyra, I had recently met somebody who made guitar straps that go around your waist, so it saves your shoulders. So it's meant to be like health conscious and like save your body. So I'm just like, I'm gonna
absolute opposite.
It with gymnastics.
On a Lyra hoop, right?
Yeah. And of course, my way of testing it to see if the guitar would move, I was like, okay, I'm gonna strap it on and just go for a handstand, and it stayed. And so cool. I was like, all right, we're bringing the guitar to a Lyra class, and it worked, and it was over.
Yeah. I mean,
and the rest is history.
Right? Well, like you see like Pink flying around her concerts, but like she's just constantly doing spins and stuff. I love her. I think she's so cool. But like now I definitely want to see like what Jeff is saying here.
Yes.
Besides the awesomeness of your performance, I have seen Ariel Inclusive show. Such a badass without the stunt work. Can't wait to see the full shebang. So when is that happening? Because we want to go.
Very soon. I actually debuted an Ariel show live in New York at the Cutting Room in December.
Okay. Nice.
It was awesome. So now that that's happened, I've done like the Ariel stuff like for TV things, but it wasn't like live in front of an audience. So now that that's happened,
no pressure like a live audience, right?
Yeah. Actually, the TV stuff is even crazier without a live audience to feed off of.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah. That's also fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So.
Right.
Excited to include it more.
All right, I want to hear about this hamster story. I can't get enough.
Oh my God. So one of the coolest things I've had the opportunity to do in LA was get a commercial agent. I was never trying to pursue acting specifically, but I've taken like so many classes, I've done commercial seminars, and they actually really liked the fact that I do play music because a lot of commercials are often looking for musicians. So I'll get pitched to everything, but one audition was looking for a guitarist. It didn't necessarily have to be female guitarist. Hi, Neil. It just
you know Neil too. Of course you do.
I love Neil. So I did the audition, and it was actually most auditions like they don't even have you play live in a commercial audition. Sometimes they do, but this one they played a riff. And just on a recording, and you had to play it back to them. And I was like, oh, that's easy. Cool. So I got a call back. And then that call back, there was 2 rooms. It was people over 5'2" and people under 5'2". So they wanted a guitarist who could actually play things note for note, rock out under 5'2". And I'm 5 feet. So they're
it's like it was written for you.
Yeah, they narrowed it down quickly, and I didn't know it was for the Kia hamster. I just got a call saying, oh, you booked it. Are you comfortable in a costume? And I was like, I will shred in whatever you want.
Right.
So fun. And then I get the breakdown, and it's like guitar shredding Kia hamster mascot. And I was like,
and you're like, as a guinea pig person, I am all for this.
Oh my God, the guinea pig came later. This was foreshadowing.
Oh, okay.
But I actually got to go into the studio and record the guitar parts. And they just wanted somebody who like knew the parts and could rock out. Because when the actual commercial came, we had hamster paws on. So there's no way you're playing it live.
No,
but I got to play on the track, which was awesome.
Yeah, because you kind of did like a twofer. Like you look cute as a hamster, and then you're also able to play.
Yes, they had us in the hamster suit, which was like basically a giant eggplant around us with little tiny feet.
Aww.
And so they dressed us. When you see the hamsters, like the whole thing is a costume, and the head is just a helmet for CGI.
Oh, I'm totally trying to find this commercial right now, and it's like the hardest thing to like.
Look up. What is it? Kia Soul Jam.
Okay, I'm gonna find this out. All right.
Yeah, if not, I have it saved somewhere. I can send it to you. But it's so funny. I had a little blue hamster mohawk.
You had a blue. I love us so much.
I'm
never gonna see you the same. I'm just gonna see you as a blue mohawked hipster.
I'm cool with that. That was the best job ever.
Well,
there was another one where thank you. I loved that job. Yeah, just rocking out as a hamster. And one of my favorite things was just like strutting around set in a hamster suit and just cracking everybody up.
I love it. Yeah, definitely send us a video if you can find it. If not, no big deal. We'll post it again and we'll just get you some more lovin'.
Oh yeah, I've got it saved somewhere. Somewhere is the keyword.
we will share it as soon as we get it. But just have to. The next time you come on the show, we'll play it.
Perfect.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so do we want to get into like hard-hitting questions?
Ooh.
Yes, but one more thing I think we wanted to mention
was
the fact that the band is called
The Drags.
The Drags. The dancers are called the Dragettes.
Yes.
And we're trying to narrow down a good name for the fandom.
Yep.
Ooh.
So do you want us to tell you what we have people voting on right now?
Yes.
And do you remember who asked us to find this out?
Yes, it was Eddie, I believe.
Eddie, who plays Drunk Jerry in the show. He's
Eddie
like, we've been trying to figure out what we should call the fans. I was like, we'll do a poll. And I literally texted Tommaso at the station. I was like, we're going to put a poll up to see what the fans want to be called. I'm going to find this because it's now buried deep down the rabbit hole here. Where did it go? Here we are. So people have written in their own, and we had a couple of suggestions. So we had the Draglings.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep, the Glam Fam. And Cheyenne says the Dragsters, and then somebody said, but that's a car club. The Sequin Squad, nobody liked. It said 0%. The Glitterati.
That's awesome.
Or the Mother Tuckers.
Oh my God. I just want a t-shirt that says the Mother Tuckers.
I'll make one for you. I have a cricket.
I will wear it every day.
I will make you, not even kidding, I will send you a shirt that says Mother Tuckers.
And I will make you a bracelet.
Yeah.
I'll wear it every show.
I love it. I love it. So, all right. So we will add you to the Mother Tuckers voting.
Yes, it's between two.
Okay.
The Mother Tuckers just cracks me up, so automatically I love that because who doesn't love a daily dose of laughter? But the Draglings is so good. It's like a little sibling. I just love that word.
No, it's cute. But you kind of expect like little fuzzy ducks in drag.
Yeah, I think the Mother Tuckers. That's just so good.
Yeah, and that was a fan written in one added by Greg M. Janover.
So thank you, Greg, for your input. We appreciate that.
Thank you for your service, Greg. That is incredible.
Also laughed our faces off because we were on the train coming back from New York and going to Connecticut. And it's late and we're like punch drunk. We just left the show and we're just cracking up over these names. I'm like, oh my God, somebody wrote us in. And it's just been so much fun to watch. I think we have like 3 hours left to vote. So if you're on the Drag the Musical fan group on Facebook, or if you're not, go to www.thebroadwayfanclub.com. I'll post that here. And then you can go vote. Go vote. Make it.
And I think if there's a couple of options, we're going to then throw them up on our Instagram.
Yeah, we can do
that. Narrow it down. Because we had some people at Stage Door who were just on Instagram only that did say they wanted to be involved.
I guess we can offer them an option. That's fine. Awesome. But we're still going to make Ariel her shirt and her bracelet.
Of course.
Because we're nice.
I will wear it proudly regardless of the winner. That's just so good.
I have glow-in-the-dark neon pink vinyl that I will put it on if you would like that.
Please do.
Got you. I got
you.
All right. You want to start any questions? I mean, we've been hanging out for almost an hour and time always flies, so I don't want to take up anyone else's time. I know. So, yes.
Let me go to my list of questions.
I'm going to ask you my favorite question to ask people, and I'm surprised that nobody's prepared for it because I always throw people off. So, no pressure.
Here we go. Bring it on.
What is a question that you've always wanted to be asked, whether it's about you, your career, your involvement with Drag the Musical, anything that no one's ever asked you before, and what is the answer?
Ooh. You know what's funny? I think that would be like what my dream show would be.
Okay. So what would your dream show be?
One of my goals is to have like a residency or just some sort of over-the-top circus type show where we have basically like the theatrics. I see it as a Vegas show, or it could be anywhere, but where it's aerial musicians or I'm happy to hold that one down.
I'm gonna send you somebody's contact information now that you're saying this, but go on.
Yes, I would love just like basically an over-the-top rock circus.
Oh yeah,
with original songs, Ariel, all of the theatrics. I think
in New York, in LA.
I could see that in Vegas too, but I could also see it on tour in multiple places.
Right. So Vegas residency, rock circus, or multiple taking over the entire world.
Yep. It doesn't have to be Vegas, but I feel like a Vegas stage could definitely handle that.
I could see that. Absolutely.
I could see that. But then you'd have to have like lots of sexy people just completely almost nude.
Right.
Yeah. Like
we're going to have over-the-top costumes. Yes, Neil, I totally want to stay in New York City. We can have the show here too.
Yes. Neil says stay in New York. We vote stay in New York.
I do love New York.
Absolutely. What are like your biggest influences, not necessarily from drag, just, you know, in music in general? Like what do you think, besides Avril Lavigne, of course, you know, makes you motivated to keep going and just brings you, you know, the most joy to your musical abilities?
Yeah, well, obviously Avril started it all,
Avril started it all.
But I love Ozzy just because I'm obsessed with Randy Rhoads' guitar work. He is the reason I'm the guitarist I am. I heard Crazy Train and it was over. So I fell in love with all of the guitar heroes. Randy Rhoads, I love Van Halen, I love Guns N' Roses. They were huge influences. But, you know, my younger days, I was a pop girl, a pop rock punk girl all the way. So so Pink for sure, Paramore, and Gaga is
a good one.
My favorite artist. And I'm so inspired by her, especially with like the over-the-top costumes.
Right.
The
Your costume in Drag the Musical is awesome.
So cute.
Speaking of costumes, that jacket is so badass.
Oh my God. I had it made.
Yes.
I debuted it at my first show, which Neil was at in New York, where we did the Ariel as well. And
every time I'm there and I'm gonna go see a show, I'm like, "Where are you at?" And like we miss each other by like just a second. Or like he's like, "I'm seeing drag tonight." I'm like, "I'm gonna see it tomorrow." So it's so frustrating.
But I had one of the costume designers, Andy, who works at drag, just make this over the top thing. I was like, "Here's the reference picture, but I want your spin on it because you are amazing." Hi, Jennifer. And it was awesome. I'm in love with that. I also didn't know that I needed a bedazzled, pointy loincloth in my life.
Everybody does.
Everyone does. Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the costume because I'm like, it's so cute, but it's loinclothy. Like every time you rock, and I was like, that's genius though. It's so cute.
It's so funny. He was like, here's the skirt. And I was like, that's a loincloth. I love it. I love it.
Right?
You're like, that's fine. Everything's fine.
And then you have those badass snake tights. The whole ensemble is like the full picture. Yeah. The vision is great.
We got to get some new snake tights because my guitar might have gotten stuck in it. And
that's an easy tear.
Whoops. Yeah. But I like the leggings, like the fence net, like stockings.
Yes.
So cute. But now they make them in like all sorts of like neon colors and black and nude, but they have like the gems all over them.
Mm-hmm. I love those.
Those are
I actually have a pair of those. I learned if I go down onto my knees, I will be cut by the rhinestones.
Yeah. Or like if you need to take them off, the rhinestones get stuck and you're like, what just happened?
Right.
Oh my God, kneeling on a rhinestone?
Oh no.
It's a punishment.
You mean there's rhinestones at drag? No. Really?
You know what's crazy? I think half of them are mine.
That's amazing.
I would believe that. I believe that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But more recently, I've been really inspired by, obviously, everybody in drag, but I've been going to the drag shows after drag and the theatrics, the costumes, the talent. Oh my God.
New York Queens come to play.
Yeah, and
I love them so much.
Glam Awards. Congratulations on that, too, by the way.
I'm so excited for drag.
Yeah, Drag did great. Laguna did great. Lux did great.
I love Laguna. Lux, oh my God. They are just so ridiculously talented. It's incredible sharing the stage with them.
Well, you're so incredibly talented. I'm sure they feel just the same way, if not like, oh my God, we have our own band.
I love it. It's just so cool that they're not used to playing with a band regularly, and that it's special. Because for us, we're like, well, this is what we do. But like seeing people who are new to it and love it, we're just like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it was cool for me because the first time I saw the show, it was actually in previews.
Right.
Wow.
So when I saw it on Saturday, there were so many new costumes and things.
Yes.
Because everything was more, refined and edited. So I was like, oh, this is so new. This is so new. I was like, my mind was blown. Like, it was the same
And I had
show.
no idea that you hadn't seen the costumes. So I was like, and you're like, oh my God, the costumes. I was like, they're amazing. And she's like, I didn't see them before. It's like mind blowing.
Yeah.
So it's so fun.
So I really got the full picture on Saturday. So that was awesome.
So now before you play, do you find or like play or like get to shoot a video or just anything? Do you have like a pre-show ritual or like a warm-up, like something that you do that day that like is every day? Or do you take like, a picture of your guinea pig on stage with you? Like, nice, it is your background wallpaper, but is there something that's like...
He's with me.
Yes! What was his name?
Gucci.
Oh,
Gucci.
cute.
He was a rock star. But interestingly enough, I always have to have a guitar in my hands before I perform. It was so funny at the first round of drag. Some of the other musicians, they were like, "Do you ever put your guitar down?" And I realized, no, I have to run through every song, or else I'll get in my head. And also, like, if I have the guitar and I'm just like noodling around, it takes away the time, because like right before a show is when you're most nervous. So if I can just play and distract myself, it's like, oh, it's showtime. Here we go. I don't have time to be nervous anymore. So I have to play through every single song before I perform.
Wow.
And if I don't, I can still get through a show. There's been times now where I'm so used to it where I'll show up a little later and I'll be like, oh, my costume took too long. I guess we're going in. So I know what parts I want to warm up. I will always play Cat House Fever. Always.
I mean, great. Yes.
Yep. But ideally, I love to play through every single song so I don't get
How long does it usually take you to play through all the songs? Just like as you're going through, obviously not in between like acts.
If I say I have 2 hours, I would take the full 2 hours.
Full 2 hours.
If I have like 15 minutes, I will do the speed version, which I'm a rocker, so I'm pretty sure I do the speed version anyway.
Yeah, right? That's impressive.
Yeah, but there's like specific parts where I'm just like, I have to play that riff. Okay, the verse is the same. I can just play it once. I know what to cut, but there's that one monster riff in Cat House Fever that I have to play before every single show. Then I'm like, okay,
makes sense.
Of course.
Yep.
It makes sense. Oh man, that sounds like so much preparation. I think is the best way of putting it. Like there's a way to like make sure you're good, that you can go on. Have you ever been asked? Like I love to like talk to like younger kids about theater, but like have you ever been asked, or like what would you say you would give as advice to somebody who like either wants to shred like you do or have that stage performance and presence? Like what kind of advice would you give to somebody if they were trying to be as amazing as you are?
Well, basically you do it because you love it. That is just the
Great
bottom
advice.
line.
It's true. Yeah,
because like if you're doing it for a specific reason, you're going to get people that try to knock you down all the time. And it could work if you don't absolutely love it. But if your heart is in it, everything is worth it. And a lot of people do feel that way, which is amazing. So when you do love it, you just have to do it anywhere as often as possible. Take every opportunity you can get. And if it's a situation where you don't know where to play, upload a video. Just learn as much as you can every time you possibly can. Post regular content, because that can lead to gigs. Meet as many people as you can. Reach out to people that you admire, and nowadays people will respond sometimes, which is awesome. Right. But yeah, just put yourself out there as much as you possibly can. And one thing always leads to another. And I think the biggest thing, which was my biggest stumbling block, is perfectionism. It's never going to be perfect.
No such thing as perfect.
I've tried.
You never know if you don't try.
Right.
Exactly. But sometimes the things you were like, oh my God, that was the most horrible thing ever, gets you your next gig. You never know. So you just have to put yourself out there, and
the worst you can get is a no.
Exactly. And if it's one of those things where you're like, I don't want to post because I'm not good enough, my theory is I'll post it and then not watch it again and just move on to the next thing. It's
done.
Like
when you're writing down like a letter, like you're angry, like your kid, you're angry at your parents, you like write in a letter, like an ex or something. You're like, never read it, just tear it up, but you get it out of your head and onto that paper.
Exactly. Because nothing is ever going to be good enough for us, but other people
your own worst critic.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Well, so you started off as a gymnast. You said, screw the balance bar, like balance.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a guitarist. I'm going to be an awesome rock star. If somehow, some way, like sliding doors moment, what would you do if you weren't doing what you're doing right now? Like, what other career would you be doing?
I feel like I'd have to do something creative because I just always find myself in that place.
Yeah.
I would love to be a costume designer too. I feel like that would be fun because I love arts and crafts. It's my second favorite sport.
Same. Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Well, if you had a hand in designing that awesome jacket, I could definitely see it in your future.
Oh man, I can't even take credit for that. I saw something. I was like, I just want something.
Tried to give you credit for it. She didn't even do it.
Right?
No, I got to give that one to Andy because I was like, here's an idea, but I want it spiky and big. I don't know what that is, but I know you do.
Right.
So
I need to talk to him. I'm designing 2 costumes for the Broadway cruise, and I'm like, I've got to do this. And I just picked up tie-dye ink just to drip blood on a dress. So yeah, I'm here for it. I know. I'll send you pictures. Don't you worry.
That's so cool. But I'll have like costume ideas, but I'll be like, I got to assemble the team and I'll
draw
let them
do out.
Just
draw them out. I started like getting fidgety because of going, I like to design stuff too, but I don't want to like draw a form and then like figure it out. But there's like forms that are readily available online that you can draw around. And I said, once I found that, I was able to just really push through it.
That's so cool.
So
that might be my next little side.
Do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Try.
Do it. Yes, ma'am.
Nothing.
I was like, she sounded like she was getting ready to say it. I think we were out of our questions.
Yeah.
Which is impressive to us because we usually never get to actually ask people stuff. So this is fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
Good. No, we love it. Is there anything that you want to say to fans of Drag the Musical or fans of you specifically that you maybe haven't been able to say to them? Or like, do you have any plugs you want to do? Like anything else coming up? Any other creative projects coming up? Or you're just here for drag?
I mean, I just want to say I'm just so grateful to everybody who's seen all of the shows, both mine, whether it's live clips of a show online, drag. It's just been so incredible performing this much.
Yeah.
And I just love the energy that we're receiving back from every show. This has just been the absolute best 2 years ever. I'm just loving it. And I'm just so grateful to everybody who's always in the audience. And it's so cool just feeding off the energy of a live show.
Absolutely.
That being said, I do have another solo show coming up.
Yeah? Okay, great. When is it? Tell us all about it.
February 4th.
Okay.
So very soon. It was kind of a last minute put together. It's at the Cutting Room, 7 p.m. And it is with live band. Jimbo is going to be doing a set from Drag Race.
Okay. Awesome.
Lux Noir London is going to be doing a set.
Okay.
And our amazing swing Cameron is going to be doing a few songs and hosting the show.
Oh, awesome.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm doing a set as well. We're going to throw in my very favorite cover song and then some originals.
What is your favorite cover song?
Sweet Child of Mine from Guns N' Roses.
Yes, some DNR.
Awesome.
That will forever be my favorite song.
And if people want to prepare for that incredible show, which is literally the day after I leave New York, they can also find you on Spotify.
Yes.
Which has 5 singles on it. Is that correct?
Yes. Till the Clock Strikes is my favorite song out of all of them.
Check this out right there.
Woo!
Woo, woo, woo.
Yay.
So yes, go
Like
check it out.
and subscribe.
Right?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
No, it's incredible. And then I'm also going to share, tell people how to find you. I know that we can find you on Instagram.
Oh, please be my friend.
Lots of, just spam her with friend requests. So it's
I
Ariel
would love
Bellvalaire,
it. I respond.
right? At ARIELBELLVALAIRE. Ooh,
The
that's a
cool
mouthful.
thing is when
Yeah.
you type in Ariel Bell, it pops up. If you
All
type
right.
it in, it'll
Special.
guaranteed pop up. You don't have to type in the Belaire.
I love Chuck. It's a shortcut to be her friend.
It is.
And then when you're ready to go check out the show, if you haven't seen it yet,
Even if you have seen it, there's new
Yeah.
cast.
oh yeah,
It's so good.
it's so much fun. And like I've always loved Adam Pascal. I've never had the opportunity to meet him. And I texted Tomas. I was like, I want to try to introduce myself because he'll be on the Broadway cruise in the end of March. And so Tomas is like, he's got to catch a train right after the show. I was like, no, I totally understand. We were at the stage door. First person that comes out is Adam. And I was like, that's cool. Like, he's just so nice and genuine. But that's what's so much fun about watching the show is that it's an intimate show with a lot of energy. And you're going to constantly pick up on something differently, which I love, especially with all the swings that you guys have and just the Brendans. Like, we just love everybody at that show. That and somebody's ego doesn't over or outpower another ego. Everybody's just a rock star.
Despite the show being a bunch of drag queens,
know.
ego outpowers another.
You expect drama, but there's none.
Right.
It's amazing.
Right. But just it's
just on
so
stage.
cool. Right.
Right.
But check out www.dragthemusical.com and make sure that you go support the show because we want our friends to be at New World Stages forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yes. Well, we can't wait to see you all at Drag. It is the best time.
Yeah, love it. And don't forget, Ariel has a show February 4th at the Cutting Room. I will find a link and post that right over to our groups so they can go check you out and hopefully we'll get you a sold out house. Woo!
Amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you for taking the time to chat with me. This was so fun.
God. When you were like, yes, I want to do the podcast, I was like, done. We will do an extra show this week so we can put you in on your schedule.
Thank you.
Because it wouldn't even work out next week because you've got your show. So see how that works?
Yep.
So we love it. Thank you guys for this. Yeah, no, thank you for the support of the podcast because we love doing it. And don't forget, we've got our giveaway, which the dog almost ate, of a signed playbill of Drag the Musical.
Signed by Jimbo and Adam Pascal.
And Ariel.
And Ariel. And Nick Adams. And everybody in the Drag Race cast on Saturday night.
That was like every single person that came out is on there. Laguna signs in blue ink. Mine is smushed. This one is not. So
Jan signs in purple because of course she does.
Of course. I love that.
I mean, it's fine. And then Ariel has like this cute little signature that I showed down here, which is funny because it's very similar to the Disney princess signature. So incredible.
Really?
It really is.
Oh my God. That's incredible.
I will literally send you a picture of the one from the theme parks.
Please do. I have to see it now.
You will laugh. You will laugh. So we appreciate you taking your time on this lovely Tuesday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We're going to come harass you at the show. And
anytime.
Seriously, we are going to send you out that Mother Tucker shirt and bracelet.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm going to wear it. I'm so excited.
I'll just send it in multiple colors. You can just have one for each day of the week. It'll be great.
That's perfect. I don't even have to think about the outfit. This is great.
Oh my God, I love it.
God.
Well, we appreciate you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us.
This was so fun.
And thanks for your friends for joining in. You got new fans. I know Cheyenne Cook is going to be like looking you all over the place. She's one of our regulars, and we love it. So
amazing. Thank you all so much. This was so much fun.
Yeah,
enjoy
absolutely.
Your Tuesday.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, everybody. Also, don't forget next week's episode is also on a Tuesday because I'll be flying back from New York Monday and we will have Stephen Tewksbury on our show. So we're really excited about that.
Sweeney Todd alum.
Yes, Sweeney Todd alum and all sorts of other incredible stuff. But thank you so much for your time. Thanks, Ariel. And everybody have a great rest of your week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.